Algebra Word Problems number 6C, Simple Interest for a Mixed Number Time of the Year. We've been talking about simple interest problems, and the interest is the amount paid for the use of money, and the amount of money borrowed is the principal. So the money in your bank account is your principal, and any money the bank pays you would be interest for having your money in their bank. And if you borrowed money, then that would be the principal, and the amount you pay back in interest for borrowing it, the bank charges you, that's the interest, okay? So simple interest is the money paid or earned on a principal amount. And to find the simple interest, we use the simple interest formula, I equals PRT, which stands for the principal amount times the interest rate times the time that you borrowed it or had it in the bank. The first thing we need to remember is how to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. 2 1/4, we multiply the whole number by the denominator and add the numerator. We get 2 times 4 plus 1, and we put this over the original denominator. So we have 9 over 4. Then we need to remember how to turn a percent into a fraction. 5% means 5 out of 100, so that's 5 1/100ths, okay? So let's take a look at this problem. Bob put $200 into a savings account for 2 1/4 years at 5% simple interest. How much was in his savings account after the 2 1/4 years? So we think, what do we need to find? Well, it says the total interest and principal after 2 1/4 years. It wants to know how much is in his account. So we have to have the principal and all the interest he earned over all that time. So how do we plug the numbers into the formula? Well, the principal is 200, the interest rate is 5%, and the term is 2 1/4 years. So as we saw over here, we're going to turn the 5% into 5 over 100 and the 2 1/4 years into 9/4. Now, we have the 200 over 1 to turn it into a fraction because we've got all these fractions, and we can look at 200 and 100 and see that they can cancel each other out as a 2 and a 1. Now we've got 2 over 1 times 5 over 1 times 9 over 4. Well, this 2 and that 4 can cancel each other out as a 1 and a 2. Now we have 1 over 1 times 5 over 1 times 9 over 2. 1 over 1, well, we can just kind of ignore that because it's just by saying to multiply this times 1, isn't it? So 5 times 9 is 45 over 1 times 2 is 2. See, if we multiplied that by 1, we'd still have 45 over 2. Identity property, right? 45 divided by 2. 2 goes into 45. Well, I needed to add a decimal point and a 0 to continue because I got in 2 decimals. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. I put it here. I did my subtraction. I dropped the 5 down. 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. I did my subtraction. I got a 1. I had to drop that 0 down. 2 goes into 10 5 times. And that multiplied out as a 10 and had a 0 remainder, so I knew I was done, right? So I got 22.5. Well, we're talking about money, so we know it's $22.50, all right? Are we done? No, we're not done yet. It said how much was in his savings account after 2 1/4 years. So we have $22.50. That's just the interest. We need to add the original $200 original deposit to it. So we do, and we get $222.50. See? That wasn't that hard, was it? It's just remembering how to turn the fraction into an improper fraction, the mixed number into a proper fraction, and remembering to turn that percentage into a fraction, okay? No big deal. You can do this, all right? I'll see you next video. We're going to talk about what happens when the interest rate is a fraction. What do you do if it's 5.5%? All right? I'll see you there. It's got a few examples. Bye.